Morning guys, it is Saturday morning. Today I'm just going to start dropping some radiator brackets on, get my radiators hung. I know it's not all fully plastered yet, but I'll take the radiators off anyway. I've got most of my boiler in and cylinder in and stuff downstairs now, so not everything's plastered, but a lot of where my radiators are. It's quite dark in here, but basically I've got radiator under that window, if you guys can see. Radiator under that window, and the radiators through there can all drop on. And then I've got a, probably too dark to see, but connect up all down there. So yeah, that's this morning's job. These are the radiators I've got, and these anthracite column ones. Hopefully I've got my pipe setters in the right place. They're heavy enough getting up the stairs anyway, up the ladder by myself. So just need to work out where basically the first set of brackets is going. There's just two on each side. And then once I've done that, they should all be the same then. So I'd probably normally hang mine like 1 or 2 columns from the end, whatever looks right really. I'll have a look at the instructions anyway, see where it recommends. And then just work it out basically. Valves on. And then yeah, I'll show you how to do it. Basically all I need to do is work out where the brackets are going on the radiators, and once I've got the level set, the laser level set, all the brackets will be the same, because obviously the pipes will come out the wall at the same height. So once I've worked the first one out, the maths is all done. So I'll work out the centres, work out the heights, and then they all should just drop on. So I've just worked out where my brackets are going to sit. I've worked out the centres, obviously the distances in between, and translated that onto the wall. I just need to work out the height of the bracket now, and then we should be good to get them fixed on the wall then, and then obviously hang the radiator. So they've only sent me enough screws for 1 in each bracket. I personally think that's going to need 2. Because obviously these are dot and dab walls, these will be the worst ones. I did ask the plasterer to put plenty of dot and dab behind where the radiators are. I was going to use sort of these screws, these self-drilling ones, rather than the ones they send out. So yeah, I'll have to try and get some more anthracite covers. As I say, they've only sent one sort of pack out with each radiator. Yeah, I'll get them on the wall anyway. If anybody's wondering what these screws are, by the way, these special ones you don't need to plug. I think it says, I'm using a 5.5mm drill bit to be honest with you, but it says use a 6mm. These are gripping anyway, so just basically drill your hole to the depth of your drill bit and then just screw them in with a star bit. But I've got the extender on here that obviously don't reach through my bracket on the short one. So yeah, they seem to be getting good fixings. The window fixers use them a lot for when they fit the windows, so I thought I'd give them a try. They seem pretty good to be fair. So yeah, they're like grip. I don't know if you can see they've got like a worm on them, so they center themselves as well. So yeah, they're pretty good. So made by, I don't know, just that company JCP, these ones. So I got the rads on the wall, nice and level now. The one in the other room, I'm going to have to get some resin, and basically I've chopped off behind there where the brackets are going because it's dot and dab, and you can't always get good fixings on it. So what I normally do is resin some studs in the wall, and then the plasterers will have to patch it up. That's why I like to get my brackets on nice and early before the plasterers are done, because then they'll patch that in then. In fact, I'll come and show you what I've done. So what I'll do in here, because I can't get fixings, as I say, I've chopped squares off where the brackets are going. I'll resin bars straight into the wall. Obviously I'll get a good fixing then, and then the plasterers will have to patch it up. It's behind the radiator anyway, so they shouldn't see it. But again, there's nothing you can do with the dot and dab. It's just, you need good fixings on your radiators. That one in there is okay. It's only these sort of outside walls where I've got a problem. All the rest of them are on plywood, so I thought I'd get these done. But yeah, they'll look really smart when they're all done. I've got these chrome like push fit. I don't like push fit, but these always look nice on the radiators. I'll show you when they're done anyway. And I'm using these chrome TRVs and lock shield sets, and then ones from Plumber. I think they look quite smart personally. So yeah, that's what I've had to do anyway. But we always get over problems. There's no such thing as a problem, only a solution. So that one's all set up, ready to go. So yeah, they should look smart. That one's all finished now. Obviously I'll take this all back off and take the heads and everything off, but that's pretty much what the finished job will look like. Obviously I normally go around and put them on at the end, but I just get a little bit of chrome snap just to put on that bit of pipe so you don't see that. But yeah, I think they look pretty neat doing like that, to be fair. Obviously it's all nice and level. So yeah, it's pretty smart in my opinion. It is central the window. I've just not quite got the laser set up for the middle, but yeah. So that that's all sorted. So yeah, I'll probably just get my customer up, make sure they're all happy with them, and then all the others will be done like that then. I just really prefer the pipes coming out the wall. I know it's a bit more work to shove them all in, but it just makes it look like the radiators are floating. And obviously the skirting board, I don't know what size it is, I think it's been 5-inch. So you do this one-handed. The skirting board will go underneath. Obviously the joiner won't fix, or I tell the joiner not to fix anywhere down here, because obviously that's where my pipe goes down. So all good. Now it's probably quite hard to see in this light, but this is where the laser comes in really handy again, because obviously you can set all your pipes up at the same height in the room. So them pipes over there, you probably can't quite see it on the laser, because it's actually sunshine outside now. But they're all at the same height. So I know once I've got that's basically the bottom of my bottom bracket, so they all should work out the same. So it's a real technical system. It's a box of TRVs and 2 bits of plasterboard. It's the right height. But hey, whatever works. And I personally think the radiators look really smart. I know the wall's not painted or anything, so you don't get the full sort of picture of it. And obviously there's no skirting boards on yet, but I think the customer's going to be really happy with them. That's another one done. I'm probably not going to share anymore because that's just going to be boring, but if you get your first fix bang on, your second fix is easy. If you get your first fix wrong, your second fix is a nightmare. So it's always worth just spending the time on your first fix to make sure it is right. This will be my home for the next couple of hours. It's probably quite dark down there, but basically all them pipes from that cylinder come up here. I brought them all sort of so we can get to so I need to just work out which one's which and then get them all connected in. So yeah, this will take me a couple of hours. I've just got to lag all them down there, that side, and then I'm pretty much done up here then. Apart from fitting the bathrooms really and finishing the rest of the rags off. So yeah, I'll probably get my light set up, get my radio on, and just chill out up here really. Let's say, because it's not the best job in the world, but somebody's got to do it. So yeah, I'll probably not really film it because it's probably going to get boring for you guys. But I'll as I say, I'll show you the finished job when I get it all done, if I get it done, if I can be bothered. You can tell I'm really enthusiastic today. Right, I've been down and labelled what all my pipes are. The only thing we've got to watch is the hot water return, which is the one on this far right. Wants to be the last one back into the boiler. So yeah, you just got to watch that. So basically your cylinder return needs to be your last one back. The other returns, it don't matter. So I've just got to get all these joined in. I've got the 28 one down there. I don't know if you guys can quite see it, but that's basically my main return back to the boiler with a filter on. So you just need to get these sorted. When you've got a lot of pipes coming up like this in a tight area, I always just work through it methodically. I always try and keep my colds at the bottom, because obviously you don't want them picking up heat, and then just work everything else on top. Obviously I can try and lag all these as well, to obviously keep the heat in and stop them freezing, and obviously to protect the cold pipe from potentially picking up heat as well. So yeah, it's just about working through things methodically, working one pipe out at a time, and just try and get it in as neat as you can. So that's my cold at the bottom. So that's got the hot tuck in as well, so it's just got basically my flow and returns to do now. Everything just went wrong then. I ran out of gas. I always carry a spare bottle in the van, and my Milwaukee it's not ratcheting properly. I probably don't look after it the best, to be fair, but I carry this one in the van as well. I mainly use this one for cutting out old pipe with like crappy water and crappy painted pipe, but that's normally my good one for new stuff. I say that's for like painted pipe and stuff. And I ran out of gas as well. Getting there now. I've got all the flows connected in. Obviously I'm going to put some air taps on there for the downstairs circuit. This is the upstairs circuit. So just the returns to do. Just ensuring that the hot water one is the last one back into that 28 one there. So looking alright. Soldering's not the best, but I know 100% that will not leak any of the soldering. 100%. Sorry it's a bit noisy, they're putting the drains in outside, so the digger's running up and down. But yeah, we're getting there. Just lagging all these pipes in the eaves. It's mainly to keep the heat in rather than freezing, because we've got another like 150 milliwatt wall going over the top of these. So I'm just using 19 mil. Yeah, just got to do it all the way around and all the way back. Fun job. And it's pouring down outside. It's absolutely pouring it down today. We just had thunder and lightning. Getting there with this lagging though, more importantly. I always say always do the bad jobs yourself, because at least you know they've been done right then. If you get like an apprentice or somebody like that to do it, sometimes they tend to cut corners, but all what's doing properly, even the boring jobs. So as I say, I don't think these pipes will freeze, because as I say, we've got loads more rock wool going over the top of this. But it's mainly just to keep the heat in. Back on this one again today. It is Sunday morning now. I've got this bath tap to set up. It just needs a female backplate in the wall. Obviously set up dead centre of the room. That's just a cover plate for it. So that bit goes on after it's been tiled, just to cover the fixings up. So I need to set this up dead centre, otherwise it's going to look weird. It's like an egg bath going in. I call them egg baths. Basically freestanding, sits on the floor. So yeah, I need to get that set at the right height. I've got the dim saved on my phone for the bath, and then just basically piped up, so nice and easy really. And then I'm getting there on this one really, just bits of pipe lagging, bits of timber to put in for the fixings for the radiators. And yeah, we should be pretty much done on this one as far as first fix is concerned. So I've got my back plate in the wall set up at the right height now, dead centre, so it's just a case of piping this up onto this 22 feet here. That's that all finished. Right, something a little bit different on this job, guys. I was asked to come out and commission this, well, it's above commercial. I've got my commercial gas, but it's actually industrial. It was 1.3 megawatt. I was basically asked to come out and check the installation to make sure it was okay. The Royale guy was there to set the burner up. I was basically just asked to be there in case there was any problems. There were a few issues on this job. Basically the gas pipe wasn't labelled, so I just put some yellow gas tape on the actual pipe work back to the meter, and it needed another high pressure switch putting in. Basically anything over 350 kilowatt requires two high pressure switches as well as one low pressure switch, so it was easy enough. There was a separate port for it, so it's just a case of putting that in. But I find jobs like this quite interesting really, something a bit different to the norm. It just gets you out. This was about a 3-hour drive from my house, 3.5 hours, so it was a nice ride out really. And I got a factory tour as well, so it's just something a bit different really, just breaks your week up. So it's literally just a case of going around and taping all the gas pipe up. That's a 3-inch gas pipe. So this is just showing the additional high pressure switch I put in. I wired it in as well, the same as the others. So these just want wiring in series. So basically if one trips, they all trip out at the same time. So the boiler uses approximately £1,800 worth of natural gas a day. It's actually normally fed from the micro combined heater power unit, but they hadn't got that going yet. So that feeds into a plate heat exchanger into this boiler. This boiler then feeds into another plate heat exchanger, which then feeds the digesters. These conveyors you see now are where the chicken crap gets loaded onto. All the grit is separated and it gets turned into a slurry. The slurry then gets pumped into the anaerobic digesters tanks, and that's what makes the gas, which is then obviously turns the turbine and then gets fed back into the grid. This tower you see now is the flaring tower. This is basically like a safety valve. If for whatever reason the boilers stop or any of the pumps stop, obviously the slurry that's in the tanks continues to make gas. So this is basically where they burn it off. So it's like a safety valve. So if this is running, the factory is obviously losing money, and obviously it needs to be fixed urgent. I had a word with one of the electricians. He took me up in the cherry picker thing just to give me like a 360-degree tour of the building. So yeah, it's quite interesting really. I quite enjoy doing anything like this, you know, something a bit different, something different to the norm. Yeah, so I had a good day really. So I wasn't too sure whether to add this job in or not. This is basically just a one-day boiler swap. I started it and I just wasn't really feeling it. It just wasn't good. The whole job wasn't going very well. I put a backseat 400 in, I think it was, because there was no wire for a pump over and down at the boiler. And the cylinder was on the top floor. It was a 3-story house. Yeah, just one of them jobs, awkward. I had to put the filter up in the airing cupboard. The pipework I basically just had to do the best job I could with, and then there was some wiring issues at the end I had to deal with. I think I ended up changing both the motorised valves. Yeah, I knew there were some problems with the system anyway. The guy had already told me he hadn't had anything spent on it in a long while. He was basically having to isolate it at the spur. So I put a new programmer in there as well, and a new rheostat, and I ended up putting 2 new valves in as well. I mean, I got the job all done. The guy came home and he was absolutely over the moon with what I'd done. Obviously, he got all his heating and hot water all sorted. And to be honest, the boiler didn't look too bad in the end. I think I was being a little bit hard on myself. I did fill in the holes around the pipes where they came through the ceiling as well, and around the condense pipe. As I say, it was just one of them super. It was supposed to be an easy job, and it ended up just being a little bit awkward. But I got it done, all tested, all working for the customer as well. So hopefully a happy customer.